Today we got a question from Christian, who recently had a competition and he almost had an armbar finish. Let's go and show that armbar real quick. So he almost had that armbar finished, and so he sent me a message and said he was afraid to crank the armbar because he didn't want to break the person's arm during the competition. But I'm going to show you, Christian, I'm going to show you an adjustment that you could have made that would have given you better control to actually finish the armbar in a way that we would like to in jiu-jitsu, where we actually can hold the person and there's not so much of a scramble, and you can basically say, I've got you, and you don't actually have to break their arm. So I'm going to show you that adjustment here in a second. As always, this is my lovely assistant, Mr. Adam Wilson. Let's get started. All right, Christian, so let's kind of look at the scenario that happened again. It's not going to be exactly right because it was a scramble and the guy kind of fell kind of funny at one point. But basically, you were here, you got swept, and you did a good job of recomposing yourself, putting that leg in, and then again, essentially you started to extend the arm, the guy popped over to the side, and this was the big reason why you couldn't finish it. You didn't have any control of the head. Okay, so you were pulling here on the arm and you may have had some pops, or you may have felt like it was getting close to the breaking point, but you really didn't have a good position to finish this arm because he was able to come up like this and we lose our position, right? One of my buddies, Muhammad, actually came out to my gym one time and he was showing me like one of his defenses is pushing the legs off to the side here and then sitting up, and you know, I've used it before, it works. Now, there's a really simple adjustment that I sent you this in the message that we can make when this happens, okay? So if we get into a situation, and I'll show you another place that this could happen, if we get into a situation where we try to finish the armbar but we lose the head like this and the person's coming up, again, I don't want to continue to just pull on the arm. What I want to do is I want to get some sort of something securing the head. So I'm going to push on my foot on the outside. I'm going to turn hard into him. And what I'd like to do is get my toes touching the back of his neck here. Okay, this foot then is going to go around and I'm going to reach out with the foot. So this leg stays in and I pull him in with the leg. This foot reaches out and we can catch. Now we've re-secured the head just like we should for an armbar, and I can again put pressure into it and do it where I can finish the armbar without having to break it. Because again, in jiu-jitsu, most of us, unless we're like, you know, unless you're a sociopath, you don't want to break someone's arm. You want to be able to catch them and make them say uncle, right? So one more time on that. You're here, snaking in here. He rolls through, starts to come up, and as he's coming up, we're going to engage just like that and get the catch. Now, one more place for you that this could happen, Christian, and anybody else that's watching, is this. If we're in this position like going for an armbar, this is actually where I actually set this up the most and where I learned how to do this armbar, is I would go for like a regular armbar here, and a really common defense is they would grab the bicep, especially if they're late, they grab that bicep and they'll stack and they'll start to pull the arm out, and then afterwards, what do? They cut that corner, basically the same position as what the person was doing, just kind of different because he's on top. So what I would do is I would catch right on that, just like that, spin around to the side. And again, all I'm doing to do that is pulling this leg down, spinning, and again, I'm pulling in with this leg, reaching out with this one, and get the catch. And there's a bunch of really cool drills that you can do from there. But again, that spinning sort of shin-in corkscrew armbar is what I call it. I call it a corkscrew, shin-in corkscrew armbar. Another class is going on. That's what I would do. So again, in your situation, Christian, when that guy was coming up, if you made that adjustment, you could have put pressure on the head, knocked him right back down to the ground, and had a much more secure armbar. And you probably could have got the finish without having to go to break the arm. You could have got it to the point where they had to, tap, say uncle, and you would have won that match. So hopefully that helps you, brother. Thank you so much for the question. If anybody else has like video footage like that was kind of a fun video to do, you're welcome to shoot a message on Instagram or shoot me a video of your YouTube video if you have one of your match, and maybe we could do a series like that for the channel. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. I'm finished. Adam?